Thanks for joining us at xam.com for this Forex preview. We'll be having a look at the Bank of England policy meeting tomorrow. I'm Christina Marujos, and joining me today is Senior Investment Analyst Marios Hadjikyriacos. So, Marios, the Bank of England will announce its rate decision on Thursday. There's a lot of buzz in the markets, and the bank might slow down its asset purchases. How likely is that, and what should we expect for the pound?
Hello, Christina. Well, we've gotten a lot of good news from the UK lately. So we've had the vaccine rollout being wildly successful. The economy has reopened pretty smoothly. We had some very encouraging economic data lately, from retail sales to PMI surveys. And overall, everything points to a spell of strong growth ahead. So the markets, doing what they do best, they have started to speculate about what the Bank of England might do, whether all of this warrants less liquidity in the economy, given how much better the economy is doing. Now, for me, it's really a coin toss this week. If I had to choose, I would argue that it's better for the Bank of England to wait from a risk to reward perspective. Why signal an exit from quantitative easing right now and risk all of the negative side effects of it? So the economy might be doing better, but there are still several risks. You have the risk of an unemployment increase once the government support is withdrawn in September. You have the risk of vaccine-resistant variants, and overall, rushing into a tapering decision might even backfire. It could send UK bond yields soaring, and it could raise borrowing costs for the consumer prematurely. So, long story short, I don't see a lot of benefits from the Bank of England pulling the trigger this week. So, I would argue that markets might even be left disappointed, and that we might see a negative reaction in the pound on the news.
And finally, the Bank of England is not the only risk event on Thursday, as we also have local elections across the UK and parliamentary elections in Scotland. Could those impact markets?
Well, yes, they could. So let's take a step back. Even if the Bank of England announces a tapering of its QE program and we see the pound rise, I think that any such enthusiasm might be reined back once the election results come in. So specifically, I'm going to be looking at Scotland. Scots will elect a new parliament, and opinion polls suggest that we are likely to see a majority for pro-independence parties. So parties seeking a second independence referendum for Scotland. If that's the case, that would be a huge headache for Prime Minister Johnson, and it could potentially force markets to price a political risk premium back into the pound. So it's a risk, and it's a risk that I believe will grow in terms of market importance as we go forward. Even though in the bigger picture, I would argue that the economy is doing so well that the medium-term outlook for the pound is rather encouraging.
Marios, thank you for joining me today. This was a Forex preview here at xm.com.